Welcome to Damn, She's Strong. This is a mini podcast series bringing mega inspiration through different conversations with women to show that strength gets to be multifaceted and it's something we get to celebrate. I'm your host, Mel Lundholm, aka Metal Lotus Coach. I'm a holistic strength coach who gets to help women get strong from the inside out. Having gone through different personal experiences of personal injuries, obsessive compulsive behaviors like hair pulling and nail picking, years of mental health battles, and so much more, I have learned to take my passion for building mental and physical strength to support so many women through strength training, movement, breath work, somatic work, nutrition, and the list goes on. The world deserves to celebrate strong women, and that is what I'm here to do. So let's get into it. Today on the show, we have Yasmine Gilbert, who is an all around amazing woman, and she is here to talk about a little bit about her story. She is an empowered wellness coach and trauma informed breathwork facilitator, and the founder of BePrimally, a coaching practice for health conscious women who have over optimized their wellness routines and want to find their way back to something more grounded. With an MS in mind body medicine and a background bridging the science of the nervous system, lifestyle medicine, and the lived experience of her own body, Yasmine helps her clients build sustainable wellness, which we can all use a little bit more of. So, welcome, Yasmine, to the show. Welcome, Yasmine, to Damn She's Strong. I'm so excited to have you. I'm so grateful that you are one of my first guests and that your wonderful spirit has made its way to this show because I think every time we come in contact, I am always amazed at all of the things that you do. And I know there are many layers to who you are, and I'm excited to get into it, but just grateful that you're here. So thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. I'm excited.
Of course. So let's start off by just giving a little intro. I know I'll have my little intro at the beginning of the show to introduce you, but um, it doesn't have to be your formal title, but what is a title that you would give yourself today?
Yeah, I spent too much time thinking about this and still fell short. I'm an empowerment coach for women. I just care so deeply about letting women know that they are in control of their lives. Just leave it at that.
I love that. That's great. And yeah, that's a good representation, I think, of who you are in this space. So that's great. Okay, so to stay on theme with our little Damn She's Strong theme here on the show, what is something that you've overcome or that you can look back on in your life and say, damn, I did that, or I'm so proud of myself for going through that or for accomplishing that? Anything goes. It can be a physical feats of strength. It can be emotional. It can be literally anything. I would love to hear what feels most alive for you with this question.
So I'm going to cheat a little bit. And I had a hard time narrowing it down to one. I think there's a lot that I've done that I'm so proud of. And I did grad school and pause breath work while homeschooling as a single mom, caregiving for parents. I rode 1,200 miles to college. I on my bicycle. I've done a lot of things that were like physical, not physical, but just um expressions of strength for me. But I think as I was thinking about like what it all really comes down to, it comes down to my ability to really question my stories. And I think the origin, like the original show of strength for me, was overcoming some pretty intense disordered eating
Mm.
and moving from anorexia, chronic health issues, over control of my eating, feeling like the world, my body, everything was out to get me, to getting to a point where I am now, where I don't think too much about what I eat. I don't think too much about my health or the effects. Like we just left an awful mold situation.
Ugh,
And but it was such a it was so validating for my experience. It was not my first rodeo with mold, but the way that I was able to deal with it, like the mental strength, I think the strength of like mind, spirit, and choice of where I take my story and choice of where I put my energy and attention. It was on like, how do I want to live my life regardless of what's happening? What do I want to do to rectify this situation? How do I want to support my body as best as I can? Not from a place of like, okay, I need to fix things. I need to like reduce symptoms as much as possible, but just like, how good can I feel now?
Yeah. That's so good. And oh my gosh, there was so much in there that I feel like we could talk about, but I think it's such a testament to, yeah, all of the work that you've done and how much you've really gone inward and allowed yourself to really look at the different parts and maybe like the shadow sides or just get in this mode of curiosity. I loved what you said about um, getting into this kind of observation of your thoughts and like allowing that to be a teacher to see how you can grow forward and like be your mirror because I think that's such a huge perspective that a lot of people are afraid to take. And especially when it comes to health, there are always underlying reasons that maybe we get caught in these quote unquote bad habits that can lead us to places that we don't want to be. But it's until we allow ourselves to look inward and to start questioning, like, okay, what are those stories that I'm allowing myself to accept that I don't want to accept or that don't match who I am anymore, is when we can actually start to empower ourselves to change. And I think you've done so much of that. So kudos to you. That's amazing. And also, what did you say, 1,200 miles? There.
Yeah, I rode my bicycle to college. That was a different, whole other adventure, but yes.
That's insane. I love that. So, another testament to just like mental and physical fortitude. So, so good. Okay, so staying on the path of kind of mental fortitude, what are some of your favorite practices to keep your mental, your mind, and your spirit strong?
Yeah. So before I answer that, I do want to go back to one piece because I think it's so important. I
Yeah,
know we're keeping this quick,
that's
but when it
okay.
comes to stories too, I just want to acknowledge because like I think we talk about like, oh, what are we choosing to believe? And it can be this kind of like airy fairy empowered first, which is fantastic. But the reality is sometimes it also takes a lot of strength to actually be able to see it because it's really scary. Like for me, it was there was safety in being a victim. Like there was safety in being
Mm,
the sick person, right? And so part of it is like, okay, choosing the story, but also part of it is being willing to just be really curious and honest about the story that's in front of you. Anyway,
yeah, so good.
but but I think like leading into that, I think like you and I went through the same breathwork training. Breathwork can be this amazing, magical, intense, complicated, simple process. And I always end up coming back to breath awareness because it's that relationship with the body. Like, can you just be with the body? And then all the other stuff can be on top of that.
Yeah, and even as you said that, I like checked in and I was like, okay, where is my breath right now? Where can I like settle? Even though I feel pretty settled, but I feel like as many times in the day as we can take that step to just be aware, it doesn't matter how many years we've been doing this or how many times a day we check in, there's always a moment that we can be like, okay, let me just reconnect again. Yeah, that's so good. It's always the foundational things that we can easily get bored of, physically, mentally, whatever. But that usually make the biggest difference and are the things we have to keep turning back to. So, yeah, I love that. Okay,
And
so then,
practice for a reason.
yeah, exactly. It's an ongoing, forever journey. So, mental strength is one thing, but then physical strength is another. So, what is your favorite way to keep your physical vessel strong?
Yeah. I love working out. I always consider myself like athletic in a sense. But when I think about this answer, I think about the practices, especially my morning practices for kind of priming my body. So I like rock backs, do squats, hip thrusts, and then some sort of deep core activation, and often like some sort of like band pull apart every single morning as a way, in a way for me, it's kind of like what the breath awareness is like just reminding my body, like, okay, this is how we're going to move and hold ourselves today. And I feel like that feeds into like it feeds into the workout, feeds into the way you unload the dishwasher. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. I know the morning is so powerful, but just like, yeah, the foundational things mentally, it's that foundation that we're setting for the day to like remind the body, yeah, we get to open up. There's always, again, just like the breath awareness, there's always these moments that we can check in, do it again and again and again. And there's always ways that we can just keep improving, keep coming back to baseline and yeah, moving forward. So good. I love it. So, what's a piece of advice that you would give to other women, people who would want to get out of their comfort zone or who are ready to explore something that is starting to feel unknown or like it carries a lot of weight? So, whether that's a shift in um, eating habits or mental shifting out of a story mentally or whatever it is, something that feels like it's a shift in their life, what's a piece of advice that you would have for these people?
Yeah. I think it just comes back to what we were talking about in the beginning of really just being curious about the story from the get-go. Really taking the moment instead of like fighting the resistance. That resistance is there. Remembering that that resistance to whatever that change is there for a reason. And it's there for such a powerful reason, right? It's there to protect us. And so as our sort of empowered adult selves, we have an opportunity to learn what that resistance is, asking really fundamental questions to ourselves like, what am I afraid of in this? What does this mean about me? And what does this mean about the world, my parenting, um, even my belief in myself, right? Being willing to look at the why behind, and then you can support yourself into that transition without working against the resistance.
Yeah, that's such a huge piece. I think it's very daunting to step into those spaces, but finding the mirrors are everywhere, but when we can actually allow ourselves to just be in a place of curiosity about them, I think that is where the biggest unlocks are, where we can start to really make some foundational change. So, yeah, it's so good. And as a mother yourself, to a mother to be, I know I didn't ask this question, but how much of a mirror are your kids to you, or how much of a mirror has that journey been for you?
So this is one of my favorite things to say, to, especially like newer moms too, is do you know Ram Dass?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Like the Eckhart Tolle of the 60s and 70s, right? So he has a saying that says, if you think you're enlightened, spend a week with your family. Like, I guess like your in-laws, your parents, all that. That's fantastic. Um, it's not true. I mean, maybe it's true, but also more accurately, if you think you're enlightened, become a parent, because
Yeah.
they absolutely will break wide open any trigger, any belief you have about yourself, about the world, like 100%. But what, like, I mean, right, the cliche of like children are a gift, but as people who are quite driven in this like life self-development world as I know we are, right? What a gift to have all that right in front of us. You don't need to go, I mean, practitioners are fantastic, but also like you've got a little like drooling, pooping what- practitioner right in front of you to just show you all, reflect all the opportunities you have to grow and relearn and also just sort of step into, okay, who do I want, like how do I want to show up in the world? Because how do I want them to be able to show up in their worlds too?
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, I know. It's such a crazy thing, but I'm excited. I'm excited for the mirrors. I'm always the type of person that's like, give me more, more mirrors, please, because more knowledge is just it's better opportunity to keep deepening and learning and growing. So
Amazing.
I'll probably keep leaning on you for any advice that you may have along the way.
Please do. I'm so excited for you.
I love it. Okay, final question here. How can other people connect with you if they want to work with you, or follow along on your journey?
Yeah, so the best place right now is Instagram. I'm at Yasmine, Yasmine underscore BePrimally, BePrimally.
Perfect. And I can add that in the show notes too, just so it's easy to find. I love it. Thank you so much for being here. I know this was just a little snippet of who you are, and maybe we can do a little deeper dive later on. But I'm so grateful to have you in my life and that our paths have crossed, and just to have your energy in this space. You're always such a breath of fresh air and such a grounding presence. And I'm just so grateful every time we're able to connect. So thank you so much.
Likewise, this was so much fun. Thank you so much for having me.